It states that Mr. Asante drove from town P to town Q, a distance of 120 kilometers at an average speed of x kilometers per hour to visit his parents. On his return, he drove at 10 kilometers per hour slower, thereby spending 2 hours longer. Find the value of x. So, meaning we are finding for this x, which was the initial speed. Now, anytime a question is given to you to solve, you should first be discerning to know the topic the question is emanating from or coming from. So from this, we could discern that the question is emanating from rate, which is speed, right? Because we have distance, we have speed, the measurement, which is kilometers per hour, and then we also have time. So let's delve right into this question.
Welcome to Math with Father. Subscribe, like and share.
So from our given statement, it says Mr. Asante drove from town P. So this is Mr. Asante. So driving from town P, driving from town P to town Q. From town P to town Q. At a distance, so the distance covered from P to Q was 120 kilometers. 120 kilometers. At an average speed, so the speed here wasn't defined. The speed wasn't defined, so it says the speed was x kilometers per hour. So we are given speed, we are given distance. So meaning the journey would be covered in a specific duration, that would be time. So our time within the first statement was not defined, so it's unknown. Let's move on. To visit his parents. So from that statement, we can derive our formulas from the statement. Since speed is known, the distance was also given and time wasn't given. So from rate, we know average speed or speed is equal to distance on time. So these are the variables defining S as for speed, D for distance, and T for time. So our speed was given as X, the distance was given as 120 kilometers, and our time was not given, so I'm denoting it with the time T. So by making the equation linear, we multiply the left hand side of our equation by X, so that would be X multiplying T. Speed multiplying time is given at the distance of 120 kilometers. So if this is our vehicle, so if this is the vehicle moving from town P to town Q, it will cover this distance at this certain speed together with the time which wasn't given. So this was the movement, and forward movement in physics is called acceleration. So when accelerating, he accelerated from P to Q. So on his return, which was moving backward from P to Q, the second stage, on his return, he drove at, so we are given another speed. He drove at another speed, which is 10 kilometers per hour. He drove at this certain time, so this certain speed. So driving at this certain speed slower. So he drove at this certain speed slower, thereby spending 2 hours longer. So if he drives at this certain speed, slowing down the movement, the time taken to cover the same distance will increase. Okay, the time taken to cover the distance of 120 kilometers would increase because he's slowing his movement. So meaning the time would increase by 2 hours to cover the same distance. And since he's retarding, that's retardation. So moving forward was acceleration. So since he's retarding with this speed, and then also moving, accelerating with this speed. Now retardation, which is moving backwards, would be negative, right? Would be negative. So comparing the speed, x by t is equal to 120. So which is the equation over here? Comparing the speed, the acceleration with the retardation. So this is our acceleration x. So if it's moving backwards, then we deduct the backward movement, which is 10 kilometers per hour from the forward movement. So x, which is the forward movement, the backward movement, which is 10, taken out of our forward movement. So these are the speeds. Now let's move on to the time. So with the time, if he moves with this certain speed slower, thereby spending 2 hours longer, meaning the time he would need more time to complete the same journey. So meaning 2 hours should be added to the time to complete that journey is equal to 120 kilometers. That's the distance. But from the question, we were asked to find the value x, and x is the speed. Okay, x is the speed. So meaning we have to eliminate the variable t. We have to replace the variable t with something so that we can work for x. So by doing so, from this point, c can be made the subject. C should be made the subject so that we eliminate it from the equation. So making t the subject, c moves here, x also comes down. So c moves here, and then x also moves down here. So this would be c would be equal to 120 divided by x. T equals 120 divided by x. So anywhere there is t, we are replacing it with x minus 10 multiplying. So there is t. This is t. 120 on x. So we are replacing t with 120 on x. 120 on x plus 2 is equal to 120. So now we've eliminated t, and the variable inside our expression is only x. So meaning we are good to go. So let's solve. X multiplying 120 by x would be 120, because x will get rid of x, so it will be 120. X multiplying 2 would be plus 2x. 10, negative 10 multiplying 120 on x would be minus 1200 on x. And then 10 multiplying 2, negative 10 multiplying 2 would be negative 20 is equal to 120. Now we can make our equation linear by multiplying through by the denominator x. So this is it. X by 120 plus 2x by x minus 1200, because this multiplied by x will eliminate x, okay, minus 20x equals 120x. So let me write it here. X multiplying 120 by 2x by x, 120 by 2x by x minus 1200 minus 1200 minus 20x is equal to 120x, is equal to 120x. So at this point we simplify. So x by 120 gives us 120x plus 2x by x gives us 2x squared minus 1200 minus 20x is equal to 120x. So from this point we keep on simplifying. 2x squared 120x gets rid of 120x minus 20x minus 1200 is equal to 0. So we keep on simplifying. Divide through by 2. So divide through by 2. Two divides itself. 2 into itself 1 into 2010. 2 into itself 1 into 1200 600. 2 into itself 1, 2 into 0 0. So we have x squared minus 10x minus 600 is equal to 0. So we've gotten our quadratic equation in or of the general form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So these are all quadratic equations, but this is the simplified form of what we already have. Now let's move on in finding the variable x. Okay. So x squared minus 10x minus 600 is equal to 0. Now let's find the product and the sum. So with the product, the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, by the constant term negative 600 by 1, which gives us negative 600. And with the sum, we are going to find factors of 600. When multiplied, we would be getting negative 10. So from here, this would be negative 30 plus 20. So negative 30 plus 20 would be getting negative 10, and negative 30 plus 20 would be negative 600. So please, when doing, take your time by finding the factors of 600. If not, with your scientific calculator, punching the equation to generate the zeros or the solution, and after generating the zeros, find the factors. After finding the factors, expand your bracket and you'll be getting these factors. So x squared minus 30x plus 20x minus 600 is equal to 0. Let's group this in factors. X squared minus 30x plus 20x minus 600 is equal to 0. Now, let's factor out the common thing outside our bracket. So x out, we have x, x minus 30 plus 20 is divisible by 600. So we have x out, 20 out, x minus 30 is equal to 0. So x plus 20, x minus 30 is equal to 0. So at this point, we will find our zeros by drawing our thin line. X plus 20 is equal to 0. X minus 30 is equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 20. X is equal to 30. So these are our solutions. But let's check which of the x values that satisfies our question. So from the question, we all attest to the fact that x was the initial speed which was moving from town P to town Q. So that was the acceleration. And since we are moving this way, the x would be positive because we are accelerating. That's positive. But backward acceleration is retardation and it's negative. So x is equal to 30 kilometers per hour. So our acceleration moving from town P to town Q is 30 kilometers per hour. So if the information provided was very helpful, please like my channel or like my videos, subscribe to my channel and share my videos to your students, to your loved ones, or to anyone who wants mathematics and science to be a reality. Share the videos to them and share my videos to your students and anyone who is in love, who is afraid, who is scared, who is dilapidated in mathematics. Share it to them for comfort and refuge. So
subscribe,
please
like and share
my videos, put me on post notification and subscribe to this channel so that we can grow as a family together.
Subscribe, like and share.
Thank you for your time. I am out.